Hey everybody, it's Joey, and I'm back with another video. And this time I want to talk to you about color grading. I'm going to admit something to you. I'm going to be honest. I find that color grading and dealing with different picture profiles on a camera to be very intimidating. My first 4K camera was a Panasonic G7, and the Panasonic I had a lot of issues with the ISO. Everything kind of looked washed out. And again, this was the first camera that I had, and I really relied heavily on recommendations on the internet through vloggers on what the settings should be. And most vloggers, the more professional ones, have a tendency of setting color grading on the camera to be very neutral so you can make corrections in editing. I had no idea. I had no idea that that's what they were doing, and I felt that my camera, when I was taking video, everything looked very flat. But it had to do with the settings on that particular Panasonic camera, and as I've learned more about cameras and about the newer Sonys that I've purchased, I've learned more about the color grading profiles that are available on cameras. Sony's color grading profiles are very popular. This neutral color grade, this picture profile of S-Log3, most vloggers use S-Log3 and then add their own color profiles after the fact. Most editors use a thing called a LUT, a look-up table. A lot of vloggers that you may, again, if you follow camera vloggers, and I'm sure if you're watching this video you probably do, most camera vloggers even sell their own prepackaged look-up tables, LUTs. They sell them to people who watch their videos so they can emulate the color profiles that they've developed. Honestly, I find the idea of tweaking every little color setting on a video that I'm taking to be, again, very intimidating. It's not something that I like, it's not something that I signed up for, and it's something that I actively go out of my way to avoid, actually. I like to just take the camera out of the box, take the default profile, and then be on my way. So why wouldn't I want to do that? Why would someone want to not use the default camera settings? Professional photographers are really going to want to tweak the colors. But most end users don't want to do that. But where the two ends meet, and where you may go into the middle, is when you use multiple cameras. So if you've watched some of my vacation videos, I am probably switching out between 3 different cameras. I have a GoPro, I have a little tiny DJI Osmo Pocket, and then I have a Sony 5100 that I usually carry with me when I'm on vacation. It's a smaller camera, and if something happens to it at this point, I'm not going to be upset. Those 3 different cameras have natural color profiles that are all different. So a trained eye will notice in my videos that you have 3 different color profiles. Oh, and let's not forget the drone. Right? You throw the drone into the mix, it also has its own color profile that's different than the rest of the cameras. So the idea would be to have a neutral color palette that's selected on each one of the cameras, and frankly, I don't even know if the GoPro and the DJI Osmo Pocket, I don't know if you could even do that. But the idea would be is if you are using multiple cameras, you would do the most neutral color tone that you can, and then apply the same lookup table, the same LUT, to all of your film footage to make it look consistent. So that's the idea of probably why most people would use a LUT. And most people would want to go and change the colors and then use these neutral profiles on their cameras when they're recording. So for this video, I am recording in the natural S-Log3 picture profile 8 on the Sony a7C. And I'm going to use this video to play with different LUTs. So I'm going to do different things right now. You'll probably see I'm changing through different color profiles and different LUTs to see what happens. And I'll see if it's worth it, frankly. Because again, doing a shot like this, single camera, single video, I probably would most likely just take the default settings that the Sony camera takes with the no picture profile on. And again, most of the videos that I've recorded here, they're just the default settings, and I think that they look pretty good. Mostly my issues are with lighting. But we're going to see what happens with the LUTs on this, and I wanted to take the camera out. Again, I got that newer 35mm lens. Still want to play with that. This is a nice little section with the 35. So I figured, well, two birds with one stone. Let me play with the S-Log 3, picture profile 8, and also let me play with the 35mm. I also got closer to the computer, so I wanted to see what this shot looks like at this angle, because it's at a V, right? Because this is a corner. This is a corner desk, so I wanted to see what this looked like, and I have these underneath lights right over here, and I wanted to see what a 1.8 lens with some decent lighting. I had the lights turned on in the basement today. Plus I have the ring light up over here. So I'm just curious with what a lamp over here, the ring light here, the lights in the back, what it looks like. And it'll also be interesting to see what it looks like through a LUT. I'm not going to belabor this one. I just wanted to play with the camera a little bit. I wanted to try the S-Log and see what it looked like through a LUT. And that's the end. So again, if anybody's ever interested and intimidated by using LUTs or color grading in their editing software, right? That's just one more thing to do. But I really want to see how it pans out and if it's worth it. And I will put a note here to say if it was worth it. So thank you for watching, and I'll be back with another video. My next video, I'm probably going to talk about drones. I'm going to talk about drones. I'm going to talk about my crazy with the drones. Yeah. Thanks for watching.